Welcome to my channel. My name is Julie and this is Foxy Arrow. I own a small crochet business called Foxy Arrow Designs where I sell in my antique booth locally and as well as on Etsy. I usually do crochet content, or at least that's what I'm working on now. My channel is a mix of crochet, thrifting, lifestyle, all of the things. So if you like things like that, please consider subscribing and liking this video. And as always, if you have any questions throughout the video, please, comment below and I will respond. So today, this is the last part of the series to the market prep video. The next video I'm going to do will be of the market and the market results. I have a market on November 16th, I believe. I have my computer right here, so if I'm looking over here, which I will be doing throughout this video, November 16th, and it is a 4-hour market with a 2-hour setup time before the market. It is Oddities theme. They have this Oddities themed market every single month in my local hometown. And I've done this, I've said this in previous videos, but I've done this market last year in October and November. So I'm doing it again. I missed the October one. So I'm doing this for the first time this year and we will see how it goes. The crowd is super awesome. The price point is pretty low. It's, the shoppers there are typically looking between, I don't know, $5 and $20 items, which is what I've focused on. And I'm going to show you all of my items that I'm bringing to the market on Sunday, how many of those items I have, and what I've priced each of them at. I've already updated my square with the pictures, quantity, pricing, and I've also done a mock setup, which you'll see in a clip here in the future, in this video, but in a little bit, I'll show you that. I've kind of done these videos out of order, so I'm gonna have to make sure I don't mess up my video when I piece them together. So that's what we're gonna do today. This is an inventory video. I'm gonna go through every single item I'm bringing. So it might be a little bit longer video because I tend to ramble. Oh, something else I wanted to mention is typically I'm in a smaller town, and so the price point for my items are pretty low, just typically, even if I would do any other market. But what I've done with this one is I have so much yarn and I have so much material that I need to make things and just kind of move some of my material. So I've priced most of these items lower than I normally would for my antique booth or maybe some other market. Not crazy low, but about $3 to $5 on average lower than what I normally would. So if you hear my prices and you freak out, that's what I'm doing. So I'm pricing it a little bit lower because I'm just trying to move some inventory, mostly the materials because I have just so much. And I like to do this for fun. So if anything, if I'm shorting anything, I'm always getting my material cost back, but if anything, I'm just paying myself, which I'm okay with. So keep that in mind as I go through each of these items. Are probably lower than what you've maybe priced your items at for markets, and I'm okay with that. Okay, I think we should get started, right? So I'm gonna be looking at my computer because I do have a Google Sheets document that I will link in the description that will list out I'm pretty sure, if I'm missing anything, let me know, but it should include every pattern. There might be one or two that I couldn't remember or couldn't find, or I have written down that I found somewhere, but I have all the patterns in a Google Doc. So if you see something you like, you can go to this. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, most of them are paid, and they're usually on YouTube, Etsy, or Instagram. So let's just get started. Okay, are you guys ready? There's kind of a lot. I've done most of the work already, so this should be okay. And I've showed you a lot of these items, so this might not be new if you've seen previous videos. So I have everything beside me, and I have a little tote down here that I'm just gonna throw things in once I'm done talking about it. So let's just start right here. We're just gonna start with the big items because they're on my desk. So I've already showed you Ollie the Possum. And I believe all of them, except for maybe a couple things, are in Bernat Blanket. So this is Ollie the Possum. This is a paid pattern on Etsy. And again, I'm looking at my sheet. This is from Crocheted by LPEC. And I love this pattern. I've made it before. I made this for the market last year, and it sold before the market even started. I think it was one of the vendor's daughters, and she fell in love with it and bought it. So I made one. It works up pretty quick. I am a slow crocheter, so yeah, it usually takes me way longer to make things than probably normal people. And of course, I don't have a price tag on this. Let's see. It's okay. I have my square up too, and I have this updated. Okay, so I was going to charge $25 for this, which is what I believe I charged last year for this. So Ollie the Possum, I only have one of him for $25. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna reach over here, okay? All right, so then I have 4 little cupcakes, and it's that confetti, I don't know if it's called confetti, but it's the confetti yarn from Michaels. It's the newer yarn. And then this sparkle Bernat. I have 4 of these in different colors. Can we do this? No. I have 4 of these, and this was a YouTube tutorial by, let's see here, Crochet with Bay. Love it. I love how she did the frosting on the top. I think I made, I don't know, 10 or so of these, and I sold most of them in my antique booth. So this is what's left. So I'm bringing this to my market. I've had them for a while, so I'm marking them at $5 each. So I have 4 cupcakes at $5 each. Oh yeah, and at the very end, I'll let you know the total count of items I'm bringing plus the total inventory account. I can export my square into Excel, so I can total that very quickly. So that will be at the end. Okay, and then I made 4 bees. I have 2 regular bees in the black and yellow. And then I have 2 bees in the rainbow. And I've never made the rainbow version, so I'm really excited about that. I love how it turned out. It reminds me of like 70s colors, because I went with more of like the darker, deeper colors versus the pastel, which I think is really cute. I love the way these turned out. I have these priced at $7, and I have 4 total. And these is a free pattern on Instagram, and it is from Tabitha with shop.safari stitches. So I love watching her YouTube videos. So this is one of her free patterns on Instagram. Go check it out. I love it. It's very easy to make, and I love the big wings. Okay. Okay. I feel weird like throwing these into this tote. I never do this. Okay. Then we have little pocket whales. I have 3. I have it in a pretty country blue. This might be baby lilac and Bernat, and then mauve, I believe. I made that up, don't quote me. So I have 3 whales, and again, these don't have tags either. This is great we're doing this, because I thought I had everything tagged. I have everything priced in square, but obviously I'm missing tags. So let's look in square. I'm on the Google Doc. So that pattern is by KJRB Stitching Corner on Etsy. And I am marking those at $5 each. So 3 whales at $5 each. Okay, let's move this. I had them all on this little rack. You'll see my mock setup at the end. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. Okay, these aren't crochet items, but I'm bringing these as well. So I also do macrame. I kind of do a bunch of different things. And I've made a bunch of little paper clip bookmarks in a bunch of different colors. And so the paper clips I got off of Amazon. Oh, and I'm planning to create another Google Doc with all of my market prep market prep things. So if you wanted to find these paper clips yourself, you can find them. It's really hard to see in the paper, sorry. They're like the jumbo fat paper clips. They're kind of short and wide. So I have a bunch of different colors. I have rose gold, gold, and black paper clips with a whole bunch of different colors of paper clips. And this is macrame. And I have, let's see, I have them priced at, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it at this price. I have them marked at $3 each. I might mark them down to $2, but I already have the tag from my booth, and so I don't know if I really want to repackage them. I don't know, I'll think about it. Let's see. Man, I'm like failing at this. I don't see this in my square either. I don't. Okay, I need to make a list. Give me 1 second. I am going to write this down. Paper clip. Square. Man, I thought I was prepared. I guess this is why we do this, right? Okay. So I have, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 macrame paper clips at $3 each. And then I also have macrame keychains with a really pretty gunmetal clip at the top. And if my lighting gets weird, I apologize. So I have them in a bunch of different colors, mostly all the same pattern. And I don't remember the pattern for these. I think it was probably a YouTube tutorial. So I have a whole bunch of different colors of those. And I think I do have this in square, so I can tell you how many I have. And then I also have 2 little lanyard styles. So I have those marked at $4 each. And I have 12. So 12 macrame keychains. Okay. All right, I'm going back to my Google Doc. Okay, and then I have just one little turtle. This was one that was left over in my booth, so I brought it home. And this is the No Sew Scrap Buster Turtle by Knotting Hook Crochet. I love this turtle. I call them Bubbles. When I put it in my antique booth inventory, I list them as Bubbles. I don't know why. And I have them at $5. Very easy. Love making these in all different colors. They sell really well in my antique booth. I probably need to make more, but I only have one for this market as of now. And I have a couple days that I can make a few things if I want to. So one turtle at $5. Okay. I'm sorry if you can hear Boone. He's crying. Do you see him? Why are you crying? This is what's happening. Boone, why are you crying? Oh, there's Tex. Sorry, you're way close to me. He was being so good all day, and then when I jump on to record, he's being a menace along with his brother. I had to like record the intro like a million times. Okay, back to this. So we have 2 manatees, a pretty country blue, and then a light gray. I have these marked at $10 each, and this is by Marley the Manatee by Coffee and Crochet 01, and that is an Etsy paid pattern. I love making these. I've made these in all different colors. Honestly, the fun, crazy colors are the ones that sold first. I had these in my booth. These are the only 2 I have left, which are like, I guess the more normal colors, but I've made it in pink, purple. Did I make it in a yellow? I don't remember, but I had it in a bunch of different colors, and these are the two I have left. So I have 2 for the market at $10. I have 1 Irene ice cream cone, and I mentioned in a previous video that I actually pattern test this for Cluck and Buzz Crochet. Kayla, she's super awesome. I love watching her videos. So I pattern tested this, and I made a few of them, and I sold most of them in my antique booth, and I only have this one left. And since I've had it for a while, I am marking it kind of low. I only have it at $5. I think in my booth I was asking, I don't know, 12, which seems kind of crazy, but I'm just trying to get rid of it. And it's well, not really winter in Florida, that's where I'm at, but it's not the summer season, so I'm trying to get rid of it, and then I'll make brand new ones for next summer. So I have 1 at $5, and that's by Cluck and Buzz Crochet, free pattern on Instagram. So go check that out. Very cute. Okay, I have to scooch back here. Okay, and then I have 3 baby gators. I love this gator pattern. It's a really great seller in my antique booth. I repeat myself over and over. I think I'm just trying to say that just so I know that I've had experience selling these before, and so I just want to let you know that these are great sellers in one location, so I'm hoping they're going to be great for this market. I've never brought these to the market. So these are baby gators, and again, I think I have these priced a lot lower than I normally do in my booth. So I have them at $7 each, and they work up really quick though. I love making this. So this one is Baby Gator by Hook Crochet by Carlina on Etsy. So I have 3 baby gators at $7 each. Alrighty, I have 3 snakes. And these sell in my area, but not very well. I like making them because they're mindless and I can just, do the head real quick and then forget about it as I'm watching a movie or TV show or something like that. The problem is they don't sell very well. They do, but it takes forever. And I think I had them marked at $7 in my booth, and it took a million years for them to sell. But I at least wanted to bring some for the market. So I know this is low, but I have them at $5 each. I like making it. So I have 3 snakes, and that is by Alter Ego Crochet. Love this. And this one is in that Bernat Blanket Granny Square yarn. Same with this one. And then this one was, I think it was a Bernat Baby that I got from Walmart. Okay. All right, what else we got here? Okay, I have 3 baby white rats. And I have these at $7. And this is a pattern. So this is a free Instagram pattern, and it's actually for a possum, which I'll show you next. So this is the possum pattern on Instagram by JM_adorable plushies. It's a free pattern, and all I've done is followed the same possum pattern, but I didn't do all the color changes. I just made it in the white and the blush pink. I think this is vintage white and blush pink. So I have 3 at $7. Okay, and then I have, so here's the possum pattern that I was just telling you about. So it's this pattern, actually made exactly, I think I messed up, not messed up. I think I forgot to increase on one of these, so it's a little skinnier than the other 2. But love this pattern. I have 3 of these. I think I also marked it at $7, and that's the free Instagram pattern. So 3 possums. Do these far ones first. Okay. On the same theme, I have 3 rats. I have 2 in the baby sand with the blush pink, and then I have 1 in the lighter gray. And this is a No Sew Wrap by QB Crochet, and I am asking $10 for these. So 3 at 10. All right, we're getting there. We don't have too much more left. Okay, and then I have the Maple chickens. All right, I'm just gonna show you this. This is part of my setup. Look how cute. I just used one of my baskets that I had at home. I think I told you before that I got rid of most of my display pieces for my markets because I thought I was moving. I don't think I'm moving anymore. So I've had to be creative and try to figure out display pieces from what I currently have, or trying to be super cheap and buying something. Luckily, I had most items that I'm using for my display already here. It's items that I've kept, which is awesome. So I'm doing that. I think I only had to buy one little rack, that little spice rack that I had you'll see it in the next video, and then the tablecloths. So everything else I had, which was great because I didn't want to have to, and I already had the tables and everything just for my mock setup, but I didn't want to spend a bunch of money this time and kind of go crazy because I have like this love-hate relationship with markets. I love the idea of doing them. I love doing them kind of while I'm doing it after, but I get really like exhausted. I'm more of an introvert at heart, so it's kind of like I get really nervous and anxious, but at the same time I like doing it. It's like I stress myself out on purpose because I don't know, it's weird. Anyways, that was a tangent. So anyways, we have Maple chickens in a bunch of different colors. I am pricing these only at $7 because once I had everything laid out and I determined the prices that I was going to do for this particular market, I usually ask, what do I ask in my booth? Like $12 in my booth. It just didn't make sense based on the size of everything else I had. So I'm asking $7. I like making them. So like I said, doesn't matter. I'm only asking $7 for these for this market. And I have in a bunch of different colors. So this is I think the Maple chicken and Oak and Marlowe. I have it in a whole bunch of different colors. These are the Bernat tweeds. Love these. I think they're perfect chicken colors. Don't have to try too hard. And then I have a solid, this is a different yarn. This isn't Bernat. This is, oh gosh. I got this when Joann's was going out of business, and this is one of the colors that they had like left over at the end. I can't remember what it was, but that turned out really cute. It's a little bit bigger than the Bernat. I have one in vintage white, and then another tweed. So I got my baby chickens. All right, let's just put you over here. All right, now we have a whole bunch of spiders. So this is a baby spider pattern. I have 3 in black where I embroidered the eyes. And then I have 4 in some different colors. And I have these at $5 each. And I don't have, that was one that I didn't have written down. I can't remember. I think that may be a free Instagram pattern. I have it written down in a little notebook. So once I get off this video, I'll try to find it and add it to the Google Doc. But I believe it was a free pattern, and I love making these. They're really easy. They sell really nice. And I love making them in all different crazy colors. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at $5. Okay. All right, and then I have 3 of the larger spiders. And again, I love making these. I'm asking $12 for these, 3 at $12. And this is Little Inky the Spider off of Etsy by Zazulia. And again, love making these in all different colors. They sell really well. Okay. All right. And then I have this little loaf puppy that I've had forever in my booth, and nobody loves him, and I don't know why. It's very similar to the loaf cat. I'm asking 10 for him. Really cute pattern. I've made him once just to see how he would do, and I've had him forever and nobody likes him, so I haven't made any more, but it's a really great pattern. Let's see who it is by. Low So Mini Puppy Passionate Crafter, and it's a paid pattern on Etsy. So I have one little puppy. I don't think I had that at the market last year, so I'll be curious to see how that does. I have another little bumblebee. I think this is an Oak and Marlow pattern. I don't know if I have this one in my list, but I will add it. I love the way this looks. I had a hard time making it. I don't know. This was like at the beginning of my amigurumi adventure. So I made this probably, I don't know. I mean, I've been crocheting for 30 years, but I just got an amigurumi a couple years ago. And so this is one of the first patterns that I tried. I think I need to try it again because I tried it and I got really confused with like, everything was at like lining up. So I don't know if it was the hook size I was using or what the deal was, but I had a hard time and I kept having to like adjust the pattern for it to look correct. So I don't know if that's it's probably a me problem. But I love the way it looks. It's not just the typical little cylinder bee that you see. Okay, so I got one of these, $7, and I believe this is Oak and Marlow. Okay. All right, and then here, I'll just show you in here. Well, this is what I'm gonna show you. So I have the mini kitten, or is it mini or just kitten? It's kitten pattern. It's the 8-in-1 Kitten and Minis by Annie Caraway Art, paid pattern on Etsy. This is the smaller version of the loaf cat that she put out. I'm asking $10 for this, and I have a whole little box full of them. I'll show you. I love making these. These are great sellers. I brought this to the market last October and November, and I believe all of them sold out except for some crazy variegated purple yarn that I had, which in all honesty didn't look the cutest, so I'm not surprised that it didn't sell, but then it ended up selling in my booth later, so my antique booth later, so everything worked out just fine. This particular pattern I cannot keep in stock at my antique booth. People love these. I usually charge $12, but for this market I'm going to charge $10, and I have, here, let me show you. So I did most of them with just a plain black safety eyes, but then on the black ones that I did, which I believe is a loops and thread yarn, the rest of them are Bernat, I did a sparkly eye. So let me show you the sparkly eye ones. And then I'll put it back in this cute little thing so you can see all of them. So what do I have here? I have orange, blue, and pink. Can you see? And I got these safety eyes, these sparkly ones. It's just the little disc, the paper disc, off of Amazon. So I love these. And then here, I'm gonna put these all back in here, and then you can see all of them together. And this is kind of my plan for how I was gonna show it on my booth anyways, or my market booth. Can you see that? How cute is that? So I got them in all different colors. So I'm excited about that. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those at $10 each. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for 1 second. Little Boone is crying. Where are you, Boone? I think he wants to go outside. Boone, come here. Come here, Boone. Do you want to say hi? Come here, Tex. Here's Tex. He wants to say hi. Say hi, Tex. All right, let me see if I can get Boone. All right, get down, get down. Boone, come here. Oh, he's like, heck no, I want to go chase squirrels. I'll show him later. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I haven't tried this whole pausing video thing, so I hope it doesn't mess it up when I try to upload this to YouTube. So I'll rewatch everything before I load it, but hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. Okay, so back, if the boys start barking, I might have to let them back in, but they're outside chasing squirrels, doing their thing, so we should be okay for a few more minutes. Okay, so then I have 3 of Willy the Wiggly Frog, you know, leggy style version. I have 3 of these guys. I made them in just these colors. I think in one of my other videos I asked if I should do these in crazy colors. I haven't done that yet. If I have more time, I might, well, I do have a little bit of time. So I might make them in a couple different fun colors, but for now I have 3 of these leggy frogs for $5 each. And that's great. Oh, and again, there's a bunch of different leggy frog patterns out there. This one I kind of did on my own. I kind of took bits and pieces from a bunch of different patterns because every single one that I tried to do, I was just having a hard time with, or I didn't like the way it looked. A lot of the other patterns that I found, at least, had bobble stitches for the eyes, and I hate that because, okay, hate's a strong word. I dislike that because I'm always so afraid that my safety eyes are gonna fall out of the bobble stitches. So what I did here is, this is not bobble stitches. So, you know, I do my thing. And then these are just normal single crochets. I insert the eyes. And so it's like a big square. And then I basically tack this down so it gives it a little bit of indent. And that's how I give it the eye effect. And I like it this way because I just feel like it's a little bit more secure. So, so that's kind of what I do. So I've kind of modified a bunch of different, I'm planning to write a little pattern, just one I need to put it on paper for myself. I think I have it written down in a notebook. But again, if anybody's interested, I might eventually put that on my Etsy just for super cheap, just because, one, there's a bunch of different leggy frog patterns out there, but from what I can see, mine's a little bit different, so we will see. So I got 3 at $5. All right, I have a whole basket of goodies right here. Okay. I have a little baby caterpillar. I'm asking $7. And this one, I feel like my Google Doc did not update because, oh wait, it's right up here. I was like, I know I added this. Okay, it's just not on the right line. Don't mind me. So this is by Crochet Grove. I have the giant one. I think I've showed that in a previous video. I've made the giant mama caterpillar from Crochet Grove, and then this is the little baby. So that is a paid pattern on Etsy. So $7, one of those. I have a fire ant, and this is Murphy Crochets. I call him a fire ant. I think it's called Alfred the Ant on Etsy. Paid pattern. I made him in this pretty, I think it's brick red by Bernat. Here in Florida, we have fire ants and they're awful. Absolutely awful. So I thought it'd be funny to make a little fire ant. No, I've had them in my antique booth and nobody picked them up. Maybe they don't think it's that funny. But I have one little ant, $7. I have one Tilly the cat. So this is part of Oak and Marlowe's Fable collection. Is that right? Fable collection, Tilly. I believe so. It's like every time I say this, I second guess myself. Yep, Tilly Cat by Oak and Marlowe. I have one. I saw somebody else make this. I think it was Mimi's Keepsake. I was watching, I believe that's the right YouTube channel. I love her videos too. So I was watching one of her and she made one like this, the little Tilly the cat with little sparkly eyes, and I had to do the same. So I actually went out and bought the pattern. I have a bunch of the different Fable collection patterns, but I didn't have the newer ones that she came out with the puppy, the bunny with the floppy ears, and then Tilly. I've only made Tilly in that bundle group, but I did buy the bundle. So 1, and I'm asking 15 for her. And then I bought the, what is it called? Millie Chicken and Friends by Oak and Marlowe. So I bought this bundle pack, and I've only made the mallard and the ducky version. So the feet on this one, I actually followed the pattern, which are really, really cute. I love the way that looks. I was lazy on this one, and I did the typical legs. I think it looks just fine. And it's way easier and it's way faster. So I kind of cheated and did that. Hopefully that's okay. I'm asking 15 each for this. And then that, I think I already told you, that is the Millie Chicken and Friends by Oak and Marlowe. I think the rest of these are Oak and Marlowe. So then here's the teddy pattern. And what does she call this guy? Finn. Finn the Bear by Oak and Marlowe. I have 2 of these for 15. I think I priced all of the Fable collection at 15 this time around. And then I have the little Mermaid Kitty, Mermaid Mod. I've made this a long time ago. I probably made this, I don't know, a year ago, and I've had it in my antique booth, and like nobody loves her. Like, how isn't that the cutest thing? Especially in Florida, I thought that would sell really well, but I did not bring it to this market, so we'll see if somebody loves her there. So I have one of her, and that one, this is not Tilly the cat. This is kind of the other cat version before she put out Tilly. I can't remember what it's called, but I have 2 of those versions. So I have one with the mermaid mod, and then a little gray kitty with a purple dress. Still part of the Fable collection, but it's not the Tilly version. So I have 2 of those, and I've had both of these for a while, and I'm asking 15 each for both of those. Okay, and then I have Flora, the flower baby, and I don't know if I put this one in my booth, so I made this one, and then I have a couple more that I'm kind of hoarding and I don't really feel like selling quite yet. I have a pink version and a blue version, but I'm gonna bring this one. I might bring the other 2 as backups, and I'm selling this for 15. And I think that's about it. The last thing I have is my showstopper. And don't hate me because I know I'm pricing him kind of low, but I don't know. Part of me wants to sell him and part of me doesn't. Is the Anchor the Octopus. This was the first time I've made him. I've explained the whole situation of me trying before, and I gave up, and then I tried to make him this time, and it was so much easier. I loved making the pattern. Overall, it probably took me, I don't know, maybe 5 hours. I don't time myself. I'm a really slow crocheter, and I get really distracted really easily doing a bunch of different things. So maybe 4 or 5 hours. So I did the country blue with the purple under in the underbelly, and I'm only asking $50 for him for this market. So I don't know, I might change that. I might up it a little bit. I'll let you know once I do the market recap in the next video how this all played out, whether I kept him at 50 or I marked him up, whether he sold or what happened. So I have that, and that is by Humble Child Co. So this is Anchor the Octopus, and it's not the mini. This is the regular size version. So that, I only have one of him. And I think that's it. If I find something else, I will add it to the video, but I'm pretty sure that's it. In the next clip, I'm gonna show you my mock setup and how I plan on doing it. Like I said, I have an 8-foot table. I'll explain all of that in the next clip. And it's pretty minimalist, but I like it. I've been at this market before, but I had a corner space, so I had a lot more room to put all of my items. This time I signed up too late, and I have like an inline, they call it an inline space, so I'm butted up against the people beside me, and they're only 8x8 spaces. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I don't know. And they provide you 8-foot tables, so just the way I am, I'm like, well, how am I gonna get out to go to the bathroom? Like, I don't wanna walk behind people or beside people every single time I have to get out. And I drink a bunch of coffee, so I have to go to the bathroom like a million times a day. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm trying to keep it simple. You'll see that in the next clip, and I think it's gonna be really cute. So I will see you at the end. Hey, really quick before I show you the mock setup, I forgot to tell you the total quantity of items that I'm bringing plus the total dollar amount of inventory that I'm bringing. So I just exported my Square into Excel. I did add the paperclip bookmarks that I forgot to have in Square, so I just added that. And I think the only thing that is in this list that I didn't just show you was an older one-eyed monster, which I believe I may have showed you before. Oh, it was in my booth video. So I have a couple one-eyed monsters that's in here, a small one for $5 and another one for $10, one of each. And then the only other thing I did not show you because they're not done, but I'm planning on making, I have 10 in here. I wanna make 10 mini chickens, which looks like a mini version of the Mabel chicken. And so I was gonna charge $5 for those. I thought that'd be a cute $5 item. So 10 mini chickens at $5, so that's in this list as well. I believe everything else we just covered. And so that is a total of 119 items with a total inventory of $851, which for me, I think that is wonderful. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but last year when I did this market in October and November, I sold on average around 25 to 30 items. My October market last October, I believe, was around $277. And then the November market was like 150-ish. So not very much. So having this much inventory and this many items, I think I'll be completely fine. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. And let's look at the mock setup. Okay, here is the final mock-up. I have an 8-foot space. You can see the blue painter's tape on the right-hand side. That is my mark for 8 feet from left to right. So this, I think, is gonna be my setup. It's pretty simple. I'll bring you in a little bit closer. So I got the tablecloths from Amazon. The wooden boxes I've had for a while. I think I got them at either TJ Maxx or Home Goods. I pulled a couple doilies out of my personal stash just to brighten up those boxes since they were so dark. I have a couple baskets just to put the little babies in. My bookmarks, I had a little plastic tray, which I got from the Dollar General or Dollar Tree. I think it was Dollar Tree. I have my sign. So for this market, I played with the idea last year of rebranding my name to Rustic Rose Crochet. And then I kind of changed my name a bunch of different times. I think I get bored. But it's more chaos and more trouble and hard to change everything. So I kind of left most of my, I guess, YouTube, Etsy, everything to Foxy Arrow, and that's what I'm going to continue using. But for this market, I signed up with Rustic Rose Crochet, so at least for this market, that's my branding for this one. I think I need to set up a new vendor portal next time I sign up for this market with my Foxy Arrow logo and branding and all that stuff. But for this, I just have a care guide and a little warning talking about the safety eyes. So that's about it. This is the final setup. The bees and the cupcakes back there are on a spice rack that I got from, where did I get that from? I think I got that from TJ Maxx. That little basket here is for my personal collection for the chickens. So yeah. I think this is what we're gonna work with for Sunday's market. So I'm gonna take a picture of this so I remember where everything goes. And I have some soft bags that I'm gonna put everything in, and I'm gonna put it away in this order, so then when I get it out, I can literally just put it up in order from left to right, and it'll make my life easier. All right, I'm back. This is the outro part of the video. Thank you for hanging in there this whole entire time. I know this is a super long video. If you've made it this far, drop a fox emoji down in the comments. That will make me super happy. I love when other people do that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for going through my inventory with me. Thank you for helping me realize that I forgot to tag a couple and input a couple in Square. So I need to do that next before I forget. And again, if you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing and liking this video. If you have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments. And I will answer them. So the next video is going to be of the market and market results. So stay tuned for that, and that will be in next week's video. Thank you again for hanging out. I will see you then. Bye.